A huge move.
Yeah.
To me, this is a major upgrade. You have now upgraded defensively. Basically a guy that's almost the same size, much more consistent, catch and shoot shooter. He can also put it down a little bit, create offense. But I think more than anything else, it's the consistency factor.
The Denver Nuggets were one win away from sending the #1 seed Thunder home. And they did it with a depleted bench, injured starters, and Jokic running on fumes. Now imagine what happens when they're fully loaded.
Rebound Jokic. Westbrook's got it. A Joker run. Give it to Joker. And he scores!
This isn't a hot take. This is a warning. Denver pushed OKC to 7 games with no bench, 2 starters hurt, and a tired Jokic. The rest of the league should be very, very concerned. Let's take a look at how Denver's latest roster upgrades solve every problem that held them back, and why that should worry everyone else in the league. Let me paint you a picture of what almost happened in those playoffs. 2025 Western Conference semifinals, the 68-win Thunder, young, athletic, deep, versus the injured, exhausted Nuggets. On paper, this should have been a sweep. In reality, it went 7 games. Look at what Nikola Jokic did in that series. 28.4 points, 13.9 rebounds, 5.9 assists, 40 minutes per game.
6 on the clock. Jokic, spin move, one-legged 3. Got it! Oh my God!
And he did this while getting grabbed, held, and hammered every time he touched the ball. No call. The Thunder threw bodies at him all series. Double teams, triple teams, whatever it took. The officiating? Let's just say Jokic took more hits than a piñata at a birthday party. Those minutes? That's the problem. Jokic played 44 minutes in Game 3, 43 in Game 4, 44 in Game 5, and the man played the entire second half of Game 5 because Denver had no other choice. And here's why. Denver's bench averaged 26.4 points per game all season. You know what OKC's bench averaged? 35.1. That's almost 9 more points per game. The Pacers bench? 39.8. That's 13 more points. Denver was essentially playing every game down double digits before tip-off. But it gets worse. Michael Porter Jr., their supposed third star, was playing with a grade 2 AC joint sprain in his shoulder. You know what that means? Every shot hurt. Every rebound was agony. The medical staff told him it was a 4 to 6 week injury. His response? I'm not doing that. He averaged 7.4 points in that series. Aaron Gordon, grade 2 hamstring strain in Game 6. The medical staff told him not to play Game 7. He played anyway, on one leg, because who else was going to? The result? A 32-point loss in Game 7. Season over, championship dreams crushed. But here's what should terrify every team in the NBA. Despite all of that, the injuries, the no bench, the exhaustion, Denver still pushed the eventual champions to the absolute limit.
That possession. Murray for 3. Got it and a foul. Chance at a 4-point play for Jamal Murray.
They won 3 games. They had lead in the others. And Jokic had multiple 40-point games. Game 1, 42 points, 22 rebounds. Game 5, 44 points, 15 rebounds. The first player ever with multiple 40, 15 and 5 games in a playoff series. Charles Barkley said it best during the broadcast. Jokic looks absolutely totally exhausted. And he was right. When your superstar has to play 44 minutes just to keep the game close, when he can't rest because the offense literally dies without him, that's not sustainable. The league got lucky. Denver beat themselves. So what happens when you take that same team, the one that almost beat the champions while broken, and fix everything that was wrong? Let me show you what Denver just did. June 30th, 2025. While everyone was focused on the draft, Denver quietly assembled one of the deepest rosters in the NBA. 3 signings, 3 game changers. First up, Tim Hardaway Jr. You might think, oh, he's washed. Wrong. This man just averaged 11 points per game as a starter for Detroit. Shot 36.8% from 3, but here's the killer stat. 63% on open spot-up threes. You know who creates more open threes than anyone in the NBA? Nikola Jokic. In Denver's system, where Jokic's gravity pulls defenses apart, where his passing creates wide-open looks, Hardaway could easily average 13 to 15 points off the bench. That's already half of what Denver's entire bench scored last year. Next, Jonas Valanciunas. The biggest weakness in Denver's roster wasn't just bench scoring, it was having zero reliable backup for Jokic. When he sat, the offense went from elite to historically bad. Their offensive rating without Jokic, 86.3. That's not a typo. That would be the worst in the NBA. Enter Valanciunas, 10.4 points, 7.7 rebounds in 18 minutes for Sacramento off the bench. Shot 55% from the field, 67% at the rim. And here's the beautiful part. He's already under contract, $10 million this year, $10 million team option next year. Sure, there are rumors about him going to Greece, but Denver expects him to honor his deal. Why? Because he knows what every veteran big man knows. Playing with Jokic makes you better. And if he does decide to go to Greece, Denver's still got options. Al Horford is still out there, a veteran who can defend and shoot threes with championship experience. Perfect Jokic backup. But perhaps the biggest signing, Bruce Brown is back. Remember Game 4 of the 2023 Finals? Bruce Brown scored 11 points in the final 5 minutes to seal Denver's win. 21 points in total. The man who Mike Malone trusted over everyone else when it mattered most. After Denver's championship, Brown chased the money. Can't blame him, but look what happened. 2023 with Denver, champion, key contributor. 2024 with Indiana, traded to Toronto mid-season. 2025 with Toronto, then New Orleans, lottery team. He's back where he belongs. 8.3 points per game might not sound like much, but remember, he averaged 12 points per game in Denver's 2023 championship run. In their system, Brown does everything. Guards 1 through 4, sets bone-crushing screens, cuts without the ball, makes winning plays. So let's do the math. Hardaway, 11 to 15 points per game. Valanciunas, 10 to 12 points per game. Brown, 8 to 10 points per game. And the existing bench, 10 to 15 points per game. Total projected bench scoring, 40 plus points. That's at least a 50% improvement from what they had last year. That puts them right around OKC and Indiana's level, from bottom of the league to competitive with the best benches in basketball. But here's the real impact. Jokic can finally rest. Instead of playing 40 plus minutes in must-win game, he can play 32, 34. Instead of carrying the entire offense, he can trust the second unit. Instead of being exhausted by the playoffs, he'll be fresh. A fresh Jokic in the playoffs? That's a nightmare scenario for the entire league. But wait, Denver didn't just add depth, they also made a trade that nobody saw coming. And it might be the smartest move of the entire offseason. But before any of those other signings happened, Denver made a move that set everything up. They traded Michael Porter Jr. and a 2023 first-round pick for Cam Johnson. On the surface, this looks like a downgrade. Both average 18 points per game. MPJ is a slightly better rebounder. He's younger, and he's been with Denver longer. But let me tell you why this is genius. First, let's be honest about what Michael Porter Jr. is and isn't. He's a shooter. That's it. When his shot's falling, great. When it's not, he's basically invisible. No plan B. No ability to create for others. No way to impact the game beyond catching and shooting. In that Thunder series,